Hello viewers and listeners at home. I once again welcome you to the e-learning organized by the Kaduna State Ministry of Education on English language. In our first edition, we talked about words as building blocks. We equally talked about parts of speech as the main components in any aspect of the English language. On the parts of speech, we talked about the nouns, we talked about the verbs, we equally talked about adjectives. You will agree with me that there is no aspect of the English language that you can dwell on without the parts of speech. No wonder Mr. Emmanuel Jatto, in his lesson on sentence structure, has been dealing with the various parts of speech. You may have been using them without knowing, but whether we like it or not, the parts of speech make up every aspect of the English language that we learn and use every day. Today, I'm going to take you on pronouns, but before then, I will need you to sing along with me. In school, there is always a song that strikes the students and makes them very happy, especially on vacation days. And the song is, "Oh my home, when shall I see my home? When shall I see my native land? I will never forget my home." Very sweet song. You know what your reactions are whenever this song is being sung on the assembly. But have you ever taken time to break down the components of this song? Have you ever taken time to know the various parts of speech in this song? Now let's take the first line in this song, "Oh my home." We have different parts of speech there. Some we have talked about, others we have not talked about on this program. For instance, "Oh," that is an interjection. And this interjection is expressing emotion. It's expressing what you feel inside you. "My," on the same line, is a pronoun. "Home" is a noun. And if we go further, we keep breaking this song into various aspects of the English language, which means there is no how you will do well in the English class without getting used to your parts of speech and equally applying them well. So now we move on to our pronouns. Pronouns are words that replace names in sentences. They are used to avoid repeating the same names over and over again. For example, in a sentence like, "I saw Adamu today, Adamu gave me his pen, and Adamu wrote on my book." You see, we have Adamu, Adamu, Adamu in three different places. But with the help of pronouns, you will have to use the name Adamu only once, and the remaining parts where Adamu appears, you will use pronouns to fit in that place. Why do we do this? We use pronouns so that whatever piece of work we are presenting will be attractive, it will be sweet, and it will captivate the attention of our readers or of our listeners. But when you keep using names, the same name of persons over and over again, it becomes boring. But pronouns will fancify it, it will make it attractive, and anybody listening or reading will pay attention to it. So we use pronouns to avoid repetitions. There are different types of pronouns. 1, we have personal pronouns. 2, we have possessive pronouns. 3, we have indefinite pronouns. 4, relative pronouns. 5, intensive pronouns. 6, demonstrative pronouns. 7, interrogative pronouns. And the 8 is reflexive pronouns. Now let's begin with our personal pronouns. From the word personal, it has got to do with a person in particular. These are used as substitute for a person's name. Such pronouns act as the subject or the object of a sentence. As the subject of the sentence, they are I, you, he, she, it, we, they. For example, they went to the store. They went to the store. From what we have, our personal pronoun there is they, and they implies that it was more than one person that went to the store. Assuming we want to use the names, It means we will have to keep mentioning names of different people like Adamu, Rose, Bathsheba, Aisha, Hawa, and so on and so forth, went to the store. By the time you use the names like that, the listener will become bored. But once you capture it under a pronoun and you have they, that simplifies it. We know that it wasn't one person, there were more than 2 or 3 people, so they went to the store. 2, he eats all the time. He eats all the time. He there stands for the name of a person, and that person could be Peter. Peter eats all the time. But because you don't want to use Peter, you say he eats all the time. 3, she is taller than Miro. It is established that we already know who the she is. We are referring to a particular person, but because we don't want to mention the name of the person, we say she is taller than Miro. Sentence 4, it has been done. It has been done. What has been done? Maybe there was a task that was given and mommy is asking, has the work been done? Instead of you to say, yes, the work has been done, you will say, it has been done. As the object of the sentence, the pronouns are me, you, her, him, it, us, and them. For example, please don't sit beside me. Please don't sit beside me. Sentence 2, go talk to her. Go talk to her. Sentence 3, put the gifts under it. Put the gifts under it. The question is, what is the it? Maybe it's under a box, under a chair, but because we have been mentioning the name chair, the name box, and we don't want to mention it again, so we say put the gifts under it. Sentence 4, do not look at them. Do not look at them. Sentence 5, bring the children to us. Bring the children to us. All these are personal pronouns because they refer to individuals particularly. 2, possessive pronouns. These pronouns show ownership of a noun. Something belongs to me, it belongs to you, so it's about ownership. And such pronouns include my, our, your, his, her, it. Note that the it here does not take an apostrophe. And we have examples. This is my book. This is my book. It means I'm showing ownership. It's not your book, it's not her book, but this is my book. Sentence 2, no, that's his book. No, that's his book. Now, there's a difference between sentence 1 and 2. Sentence 1 says, this is my book. But in sentence 2, it means there's another book that we're talking about, and I will tell you that's his book. Sentence 3, I would like to see their bookshelf. I would like to see their bookshelf. I would not like to see your bookshelf, but I would like to see their bookshelf. Sentence 4, that's it aboard. That's it aboard. These pronouns refer to a previously named pronoun. Such pronouns stand alone and are not followed by any other pronoun. For example, let's see the sentences below. 1, the dress is mine. The dress is mine. 2, the red car is hers. The red car is hers. Now, there's something particular about these pronouns. Check the red car. We are talking about the red car, not the white car, not the blue car. But we are saying here that this red car, the red car there, is hers. 3, the dogs are theirs. The dogs are theirs. 4. This house is ours. 5. These oranges are yours. In the sentences above, mine, hers, theirs, ours, yours are independent possessives. 3. Indefinite pronouns. Indefinite pronouns do not point at particular nouns. We use them when an object does not need to be specifically identified. Such pronouns are few, everyone, all, some, anything, and anybody. For example, 1. Most beautiful houses are owned by a select few. Most beautiful houses are owned by a select few. Our pronoun there is few because it's not referring to any specific person. So, most beautiful houses are owned by a select few. Sentence 2. She bought all the bags of rice available. Remember, we have explained indefinite pronouns as pronouns that do not point at a particular noun. And such pronouns, we use them on objects and they do not take specific identity. It does not refer to any particular person. So I'll take sentence 2 again. She bought all the bags of rice available. So all there is our indefinite pronoun because it's not specifying the number of rice that she bought, but it's simply saying she bought all. Sentence 3. The work can be done by anybody. The work can be done by anybody. It means Adamu can do the work, Rose can equally do the work, your father can do it, your mother can do it, so the work can be done by anybody. Sentence 4. Joy bought some food. Joy bought some food. We don't know if Joy bought a trailer load of food. We are not aware whether it was a bag of rice that she bought. All we know is that Joy bought some food today. Sentence 5. Everyone is already here. Everyone is already here. It means everyone without specification. We don't want to know if it is Mr. Daniels or Mr. Jones or Mr. David, but it's simply everyone is already here. 4. Relative pronouns. Relative pronouns are used to connect a clause or a phrase to a noun or pronoun. We often use them when we need to give additional information. The following are relative pronouns: who, whom, which, whoever, whenever, whichever, and that. For example, 1. Take whichever cups you want. Take whichever cups you want. 2. I do not know which pair of shoes you want. I do not know which pair of shoes you want. Which means in sentence 2 that you have to give additional information for the person to be sure which pairs of shoes you want. Sentence 3. The driver who ran the stop sign was careless. The driver who ran the stop sign was careless. Now let's look at sentence 4. It's possible there are many drivers that run into one thing or the other, but because we want to give a particular information, we say that the driver who ran the stop sign was careless. Sentence 4. No, not that bag. No, not that bag. 5. Intensive pronouns. This type of pronouns emphasize and intensify nouns or pronouns. We find such pronouns right after the nouns they are intensifying. Intensive pronouns end in ELF as in self or SELVES as in selves. We have them in words like ourselves and yourself. These are intensive pronouns. For example, I myself like to travel. I myself like to travel. 2. He himself is his worst critic. He himself is his worst critic. Sentence 3. She approved the marriage herself. Her father did not approve the marriage, but she approved the marriage herself. Sentence 4. Musa himself will speak tonight. Musa himself will speak tonight. It means nobody is going to speak on behalf of Musa, but Musa himself will speak tonight. 6. Demonstrative pronouns. Demonstrative pronouns. These take the place of a noun that has already been mentioned. They can be singular or plural. There are 5 demonstrative pronouns, and we have them as follows. This, that's the singular form of that pronoun, and we have these, that's the plural form of this. We have that, that's the singular form, and its plural form is those. We have the 5th one, such. Such is used to intensify something that is implied in a context. For example, 1. These puppies are ugly. These puppies are ugly. We have it in plural, which means it is more than one puppy. So, these puppies are ugly. Sentence 2. Those shoes are mine. Those shoes are mine. Sentence 3. Take this bucket. Take this bucket. Sentence 4. Keep that sweet for Ben. And sentence 5. Such is life. The pronouns in those sentences are this, those, this, that, and such. Interrogative pronouns. This type of pronouns work in sentences and they pose questions. From the word interrogative, we know that it is questions. They are who, whom, which, what, whoever, and whomever. For example, 1. Who is expected to arrive first? Who is expected to arrive first? Your answer will tell us the name of the person that is expected to arrive first. 2. What are you bringing to the party? What are you bringing to the party? The school, rather. 3. Which of these do you like better? 4. You do whatever you mean. 4. You do whatever you mean. 8. Reflexive pronouns. These pronouns are similar to intensive pronouns. They are very close. The difference between the two is that intensive pronouns are not essential to a sentence meaning. Reflexive pronouns are essential to a sentence meaning and are used when the subject and the object of a sentence refer to the same person or thing. Reflexive pronouns end in self or selves. They are myself, yourself, himself, herself, itself, ourselves, yourselves, and themselves. For instance, 1. I told myself not to spend all my money on new shoes. I told myself not to spend all my money on new shoes. From the word reflexive, it means the arrow, the pointer is coming back to the person that is performing the action or doing the thinking. So, I told myself not to spend all the money on new shoes. 2. He did the work himself. He did the work himself. 3. He will have to drive. You will have to drive yourself home. You will have to drive yourself home. Yourself there is reflecting on the pronoun you. So you will have to drive yourself home. Sentence 4. We gave ourselves plenty of extra time. We gave ourselves plenty of extra time. Sentence 5. They bought themselves new cars. They bought themselves new cars. Now, we've been able to go through the different types of pronouns, but like I've always said, it's not enough for you to be able to explain, but you have to go a step further to practice what you have learned. and that is where we see the mastery of what we have learned and thereby use them in examination settings. Now, your assignment for today, we have it: underline all the pronouns in the following sentences. Underline all the pronouns in the following sentences. Number 1, no matter what your teachers may have taught you, they don't always have it all. I'll take one again. No matter what your teachers may have taught you, they don't always have it all. Sentence 2. If your teachers ever warned you about gambling, they were right about it. If your teachers ever warned you about gambling, they were right about it. 3. You don't want somebody breaking your kneecap with a hammer. You don't want somebody or someone breaking your kneecap with a hammer. Sentence 4. The police might arrest you and you may never forgive yourself. The police may arrest you and you may never forgive yourself. Sentence 5. It will hurt you if she fails to appear tonight. It will hurt you if she fails to appear tonight. So my students, you will do this assignment and we'll expect to hear from you. The answers we'll get from you would tell us whether we're on the right track or not. If you're on the right track, we'll move on to the next topic. If we are not, we will have to come back and dwell on areas of weak points. Thank you for listening. Once again, I'm your regular teacher, Mercy, and my phone number is 080-250-25339. I'll take the number again, 080-250-25339. Have a wonderful day.